From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, October 14th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.41 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,252 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $641. Antiwar.com reports at least 20 people, mostly Syrian rebels, were killed and dozens others wounded Thursday when a car bomb was detonated at the Bab al-Salama checkpoint near the Syrian city of Azaz. The border crossing leads into Turkey and is controlled by the Turkey-based Free Syrian Army fighters. There has not yet been any claim of responsibility, but it is almost certainly an attack by the Islamic State, as they previously targeted a crossing in a similar strike last week and have been the main target of Turkey's invasion of northern Syria, giving Turkish-backed rebels large chunks of territory formerly held by the Islamic State. Azaz has long been one of the biggest prizes on the Turkey-Syria border because it is the main border crossing through which large amounts of rebels and arms entered Syria in the first place. Control over the crossing has generally entitled the rebel force in question to get a cut of the weapons smuggled in. The Islamic State has been vigorously trying to reverse their losses since Turkey's invasion, launching numerous attacks trying to inflict high casualties both on the rebels and the Turkish military forces. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the number of Google searches for the term write-in has spiked in recent days, with more and more voters apparently searching for a way to vote for someone other than the party nominees for president. CNN reports the search term spiked by a whopping 2,800% over the last week. The 5 states where the search is most common are Vermont, Delaware, New Jersey, Indiana, and Utah. Related searches to write-in most frequently include Bernie Sanders and Mike Pence, 2 names that might be logical alternatives for people hoping to vote for someone other than Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump. How to cast a write-in ballot is not the only information Google can provide about the election. The search engine has also begun displaying sample ballots and offering voters detailed information about their polling places and their state's voting rules, such as what, if any, ID is required. Google said searches for voting-related questions like who is on my ballot and where do I vote have both increased from 4 years ago. Queries about ballots are up 137%. Searches about polling locations are up 379%. When her plush and comfy life suddenly and unexpectedly fell apart, Brooke and her dog Cloud set out to defy the odds. If this is a man's world, as they say, living on the streets is no place for a young woman. One day she awoke in the redwood forest and realized she had become a hobo, and would ultimately come to know exactly what it means to survive. How to Be a Hobo by Brooke Willett is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. Reuters reports the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board said on Thursday the brakes were working on a crowded New Jersey transit train that crashed into the Hoboken terminal on September 29th, killing 1 and injuring 110 people. The NTSB said in a preliminary report on the accident on the day of the accident, the train, which was 6 minutes late, had 4 cars when it normally had 5 and was so crowded the conductor said he was unable to collect fares. The report did not give a reason for the crash. The report said investigators have not found any mechanical issues with the signal and train control systems, adding that while the train's electrical communication network was destroyed in the crash, a friction brake test showed the brakes were functioning as designed. NTSB previously said 38 seconds before the impact, the train was traveling at 8 miles per hour and then began to increase to a speed of 21 miles per hour at impact, twice the speed limit, and that the emergency brakes were applied 1 second before the crash. The report said a review of the event data recorder confirmed the speed of the train. The engineer told the NTSB his cell phone was stored and turned off in his personal backpack, and he conducted required brake tests on the train prior to departure. As the train approached the end of the platform, he blew the horn, checked his speedometer, and started ringing the bell. The engineer said he remembered waking up in the cab laying on the floor after the accident, but has no memory of it. The conductor told the NTSB he did not notice anything unusual about the engineer's behavior. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.